Hello everyone, Lumini here, and today we're going to be doing the quest Study the Switch Axe. Now this quest can get pretty frustrating because of the very variable spawns between Lagombi and Kezu. Now Lagombi has 3 different spawns. He can either spawn in 9, 3, or in 5. And then Kezu himself also has 3 different spawns where he can spawn in 2, this one right here in 5, or he can spawn in 12. Where they spawned very well will dictate how you have to play out this run. Of course, since for me Kezu's outside, this means that I cannot take advantage of any sort of wall attacks. But at the same time, because he's not in 12, I don't have to worry about him just running away prematurely in 10, or wait for him to have to come over in 10. And on the other hand, because he's not in 2, it's not extremely close to the spawn, saving me as much time as possible. Now, I'll be honest, my Kezu fighting is pretty sloppy for the most part. Thankfully, I managed to get the files ready for the ZSD onto the head. And if you've seen my other video where I fight just Kezu alone, I do mention that consistently getting ZSDs on the head is kind of difficult. But with this attack right here, you can actually line yourself up to where you can pinpoint onto the head right after the attack. So that's something to keep in mind. Like, it's not a lost cause whenever he does that particular move. Now, what was a lost cause was me trying to recharge my files right there. Get that smack right here, and I was going to recharge, so I go ahead and do it right here, and he kind of roars into me, so I mean, I guess it's kind of a win because I wasn't going to do anything anyway. So on Kezu, a big thing to note is that you can break his legs, and whenever you do, he trips, but I'm not really going for that here. I'm just trying to get as many of the headshots as possible, and as many of the ZSDs as possible, just because I just want him to go. I'm trying to get him out of here as fast as I can. So quickly Wyvern Bang, or ride into the wall right there. I don't know what I did right here. Like, my input was kind of sloppy. But thankfully, though, Kezu's dead. So we quickly rush to Lagombi immediately. Now, the Lagombi fight can get frustrating depending on how quickly you're able to get your charges in. Because if you're not able to get it fast enough, then you'll be chasing Lagombi throughout the entire fight. Because the ideal thing is to get your charges in, and then once your switch axe is fully charged, just ride them. Ride them as much as you can. So go ahead with the Soaring Wyvern Blade. Follow it up with the little slash attacks to try and get myself as much of the charge as possible. Great Izuchi decides to show up, which honestly is kind of fine because that actually makes it easier on me. So I ram myself into Izuchi. And go ahead and get some extra hits in right here. And then quickly ZSD onto his stomach. Which lands me onto his butt, which is his weakest point for Blade Master, or for cutting Blade Masters, I should say. And that's extremely important to know. If there's only 2 latch points on Lagombi with ZSD, and that's his head and his rear. And ideally, of course, you want to be getting his rear because with getting his rear with the ZSDs, you're able to get yourself the butt topples, and that's just what you want in general. So of course, latch onto his butt one more time. This time he's finally in the blue. Soaring Wyvern Blade into him. And this time just sword attack instead of morphing, and then just ZSD one more time, and bam, 439. I will say for sure though that in general you'll have the hardest time trying to get a good time, in my opinion, if Kezu spawns in 12. Because if you're not fast enough to take care of Lagombi, what will end up happening is that Kezu will generally start to move by the time you deal with Lagombi and you try to get to him. Or sometimes you can ram yourself into Lagombi straight into Kezu, but if you don't kill Lagombi fast enough before Kezu's little wyvern ride state wears off, then you'll have to wait for Kezu to get out of the cave, as opposed to doing what Booper does and he forces Kezu out of the cave himself. But yeah, this quest can be quite frustrating to run due to its consistency whenever it comes to spawns. But with that, I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope to see y'all guys next time. See ya!